So the reason that I probably could do with better lighting than just I let's not get into it. Uh, and this noise that you're hearing is because I just flushed my toilet upstairs. But so the reason that I don't get stuff done as fast as I can is because I'm just working on this stuff in like misery and just thinking about this court case and everything. Like I have some videos about it uh, previously on my channel. I don't want to explain everything, but I went to purchase a gun in beginning of 2019, and I am not legally allowed to purchase a gun. I didn't know that at the time. I tried like going to a lawyer and doing background checks on myself, but it's private information that like it doesn't show up in a background check. It's private information that I was uh, admitted to a psych ward. I was trying to figure out how to phrase it. Admitted to a psych ward in 2008 or 2009 because I wanted to kill myself. And it's not even I wanted to kill myself. It's all the people around me wanted me dead because they didn't want to listen to me or talk to me, and it's I'm getting like a little bit far off from what I originally wanted to talk about, but it's like all the people that wanted to like ignore me and neglect me and uh, didn't want to hear me or what I had to say or think and everything like that, and didn't want to do good to me and treat me correctly. Those are the people that wanted me dead. Like my mom wanted me dead. She didn't want to cook dinner. She didn't want to pay attention to me or play with me or anything like that. She wanted me to stay in my room and play Zelda all the time. Uh, she didn't want me to have any friends and all that. Anyway, it's kind of beside the point, but like I'm just staring into space, just thinking about this court case and everything because, I'm being charged with filing false statements. And it's such a stupid charge because I didn't know and had no way of finding out. And I literally went to a lawyer my lawyer, like, I asked him to testify, and he's like, oh, I can't do that. It's a conflict of interest because I'm on the Scranton Ethics Committee. Like, all right, I think lying in court and like not defending someone who's being uh, falsely accused of a crime is a violation of ethics, in my opinion. Uh, and lying and saying that you don't remember something when like just a week prior we had that conversation, or a little bit longer than a week. But anyway, I'm not going to get into like huge detail about the case and everything. It's just like I'm sitting here and thinking, and I'm like, I know like what the meaning of no justice, no peace is. And it's not like I'm going to go out and riot and destroy stuff until I get justice uh and that. It's like I don't have peace within my own head, within my own mind, because this is constantly on my mind, like how the police treated me, how the court system and prosecution treated me. So, with the prosecution saying that I'm mentally incompetent to defend myself and calling me crazy, and one of the lower level judges saying that I'm crazy and all that, trying to get me put in a psych ward because I disagree about uh, me saying that I'm innocent, and it's not even like a disagreement with the law. It's like I didn't lie. It's not like a law that I disagree on or whatever. It's actually I didn't do any of this. But that whole thing, like calling me crazy in court, it's the same thing that I just talked about in the beginning of this video. Like they don't want to hear me argue. They don't want me to prove my innocence. the courts, the prosecution wants me dead. So with the judge, like last time it was in September, or what's the month before September? July, August. In August was my last court date, and now it's October, middle of October. And after my court date, and the only reason I think I had a court date, and because it was like January or something prior was my previous court date prior to this. The only reason I got a court date was because I was talking about my case on the Scranton police Facebook page. So, and talking about how they're stonewalling me and all that. But like the whole, like, oh, and that's the other thing with like them wanting, them trying to force me to have a lawyer and saying that I'm mentally, first it was, oh, I'm crazy and all this stuff. And they were trying to commit me to a psych ward because I said that I was innocent, which is like a whole thing I should do a video on of this law, because you can be mentally committed for disagreeing with someone, and the courts have this power over you that just the act of disagreeing, and then it's pretty much a re-education camp that they send you to just for disagreeing. It's like this whole, anyway, like the main point of the story is like there's no justice in Scranton. Like I'm being stonewalled by the courts. Like they're not, I filed all these motions months ago, and even ones previously, like close to a year ago, none of them have even been submitted in court. I've emailed them. They haven't been officially filed yet. I just sent them over to court. When I email them, we used to have good contact when this first happened, and they would reply to me once or twice a day, like with answers to my questions and everything like that. Now just dead silence, like I'm being stonewalled. And I think it's because, and I could or should probably ask for a change of venue, but I think it's because it's Scranton and I'm going against, and I'm not sure, I think maybe the judge has like some relationship with the cops or something. I'm not sure about that, but that could be an issue, that they don't want to hear, either the cops or the prosecution, that they don't want, that the judge's office and the judge doesn't want to hear my case because it involves two police officers that I can prove are lying. So but that's the thing, like no justice, no peace. Is no justice for me for what happened in Scranton is no peace for me. And it's forever seeing Scranton as being corrupt and doesn't follow the law, doesn't follow their own rules and laws and everything. It's crazy. I remember the first, like the very first video that I made on this was like a lying judge, was titled like a lying judge judging a case on lying, because the initial judge for that case lied to me about a speeding ticket that I had. Maybe I could turn around to get a little bit better lighting, I guess. I don't know. But I had a speeding ticket, and the judge lies to me and says, the cop is there every single day at 8:30 in the morning. And I'm like, do you really think I'm stupid? Like, I drive by there every single day at that time. There's no cop at that place. And like, I know why the judge lied, because the judge wants to scare me into thinking there's a cop there every single day, so that I don't speed. It's like a way of controlling me, by him lying, the judge lying in court, because he doesn't have a better way of handling the situation, trying to scare me and controlling me by lying to me. Well, not by lying, trying to convince me that a cop is there when he's not. He's trying to scare me that I'm going to get more speeding tickets and I have to anticipate a cop being there every single time or whatever. I don't know what else I want to add to this video. I think I'm done venting, but I can just go and start releasing evidence and all that, because they're not allowing me to show all my evidence. They're not allowing me to prove my innocence. So like, what justice is this? That like, this is how this Scranton prosecution and police operate, is a bunch of bullying and manipulation and lying. This is how they operate. I'm not allowed to get justice for that. These cops and prosecutors are still working their jobs. There's still all these people in Scranton at risk of these cops and prosecutors acting the very same way. And immediately when it happened, I'm like, how many people, like I'm sitting there watching all these other court cases. I'm like, how many other people in Scranton have been affected by this? But I was even thinking just recently, like in the last week, I was thinking, if I do sue Scranton, and this may, it's such a hard thing, because I couldn't have stayed in Scranton because of how violent my neighbor was towards me and continued to be towards me, and all the house prices and taxes are way more expensive than I can afford. But if I had stayed in Scranton and stayed through it, I could have sued Scranton and used the money to create a nonprofit to help people who actually were mistreated by the cops and everything, and had evidence. I'm lucky I have the phone calls recorded and everything like that. I took care of myself with recording everything because I knew everything that was going to happen. So it would probably be like a fruitless effort for me to open up a Justice for Scranton or something like that nonprofit, because most of the people coming to me wouldn't have any evidence and stuff like that. And if they did have evidence, well, then that's enough to make a GoFundMe to for them to raise the money to get justice and everything like that. So unless it's like, that's the other thing with these public defenders. Like I told you, the standby counsel that was assigned to me, his very first email to me is like a whole long paragraph saying that I'm guilty and there's nothing I can do. And I'm like, dude, I never even sent in any of my evidence. And I still, even today, haven't sent in all of my evidence because, for one, it's like an invasion of search and seizure and privacy, I believe, for the courts just to prosecution to convict or file charges against me, and then me have to send in all this evidence to prove my innocence. I don't want to make all this stuff public, but apparently I have to prove my innocence, is make all my private health information public, and all of my bank statements and everything like that public, because there's bank statements that prove that that I was at this gun store. I'm not going to say their name, for a year and a half prior, going to gun training courses and speaking with them about safe gun ownership and all that stuff, and asking them about laws and everything. And same thing with my lawyer, me going there and asking about background checks, and to do a background check, and to check the law, and asking him questions about the law and everything like that. It's crazy that this is like almost 2 years now and they don't even have probable cause, because like I've never even spoken to So the detective that charged me, uh, he never uh, he never reached out to me, never attempted to reach out to me to hear my side before filing charges. And even after he filed charges, he never talked to me to hear my side or anything. So he filed these charges. All that he saw was there's a gun form that said that where I wrote I wasn't mentally committed, and then he has the actual background check that says I was mentally committed. So he's like, all right, well, obviously, like, it wasn't a mistake. He definitely lied, even though he's never met me before, never talked to me. I'm really thinking about, though, making a YouTube series, just slowly publishing all my information and all the emails and video and everything like that, because uh, they're never gonna let any of it see the light of day at all.